Alright. Liam Kennedy v Geordie Journals at Selhurst Park. Little live reaction. A little bit later than usual. Had to get my analysis written for NewcastleWorld.com tomorrow. All clearing up here at Palace. I'll see if anybody jumps on to catch this one. Just going down the stairs, yeah. See if I can get as close to pitch side as possible. See if you guys jumping on now. Let's be the Palace players. Filtering out here. Oh, is it? Right, I'll start talking and see if anybody jumps in, joins on. Yeah, it was that was as painful a watch as Newcastle United probably had in recent times. I actually see similarities to the Fulham game. Newcastle hung on in there and Fulham didn't take their chances, and then Newcastle punished them later on. There was some similarities today. There wasn't a whole lot of difference in those two games. I don't care. Look, I genuinely don't care what the BBC or any of these sort of stat-based companies say. There was no shot. Newcastle. There was suggestions Newcastle had 3 shots before they actually really had one. Elliot Anderson in the 87th minute was the first meaningful effort towards goal in this game, and that's just not good enough, realistically. I'm led to believe I've seen a little bits and bobs Eddie Howe saying it was a difficult one with regards to build up and things like that. But I have some questions with regards to the way that they played in terms of formation, the way they were set up. No, sorry, I'm facing this way. The guys here are trying to tidy up, and I'm just jumping in with the videos, trying to spoil their job. Yeah, my problem with that is I think it's very much a horses for courses thing with tactics. I think Eddie Howe's very much gone from being in a massive amount of credit last week. Like, he got deserved credit for almost devising a system that totally bamboozled and nullified Tottenham. I'm just very surprised that he stuck with the same system. Very surprised. In many ways, and I'll say this in the talk about more in the analysis video, I think it dilutes a little bit of the praise from last week somewhat, because to just expect the same system and formation to work exactly the same way against a team who have different threats in different ways doesn't make sense to me. I'm quite surprised by it. Disappointed that he did that. I was really hoping to see it's just all very strange, actually. And I don't know what the reason is. I don't really know. I mean, is it one of the very basic things that, it did well from last time, he's going to try and do the same again? But that would show, in my opinion, that would show a real lack of tactical nous, tactical nuance, to think that, right, I've just reinvented the wheel now, but this is the way we're going to play and I'm going to stick with that. I'd be disappointed if that was his thinking. I don't know if it is, but I'm trying to stick up for it in some respects. Look, the tactical stuff wasn't great. I think there's too many poor quality players, and I think that's one thing I'll talk again about in the analysis video is I think we need some home truths going into the summer with regards to some of them. And I think, I'm not going to name names, but all fans will know the type of players we're talking about. And that's where the almost levels of performance come out of the players. That they didn't turn up today. They were second to everything, particularly in that first half. Literally second to everything. Every ball, every header, every second ball. They just weren't at the races today. They're very sloppy in the final third as well. The slightest moments, whether it was Isak getting through, whether it was Anthony Gordon, whether it was Anderson's passing, whether it was Longstaff's passing, whether it was just everything really. I thought Gordon tried to make things happen. Sorry, there's a guy shouting away in the background here. Trying to be star of the show on the Geordie Journals. Where was I? Yeah, Bruno tried to make things happen. Anthony Gordon tried to make things happen. But apart from that, there was very little to take from it. I thought the right-hand side really lacked quality today. I think Emil Kraft and Jacob Murphy looked so ill-suited to that system today when they looked so perfect for it just 10 days ago. It's petering over a lot of cracks, and I think that's where the home truths thing for me comes in. There has to be a bit of joined-up thinking here. And there's probably, the squad really is probably carrying too many of that level, and a refresh is needed in certain departments. Right, I'm going to jump in some of the comments and see what you guys are saying. Not so many watching, doesn't surprise us tonight, because it was crap, let's be brutally honest about it. David Bartel, we looked at a side that had played 3 days ago. Our form against bottom half teams is a worry, especially our remaining games. I don't think it's just that, I think it's the away from home thing, isn't it? That things aren't really getting any amazingly better away from home, and they're still not really good enough. I think they'll win the 2 home games, I do. But I think if you turn up at Burnley and play like the way they play today, you'll not get anything there, because they're showing a little bit of something. Is it too late? Who knows, it may be too late for them. But they're showing a little bit of something, and Newcastle United showed nothing today. So if they go to Burnley and do this again this time, in 10 days' time, all 3 of the Geordie Journals will be down there, of course. It's also one of the Geordie Journals, interestingly, it's one of the Geordie Journals' birthday that day. We might be, we should be fine. We'll all be there. Right, Harry Robertson. Poor performance, small margins at times, clear pen not given if the ref gives it, VAR does not overturn it. Harry, I'll come on to that one. I thought in full time, when I was watching it in full time, I probably would have given the penalty. So I tend to agree with you there. If it was given, it wouldn't have been taken away. But the fact it wasn't given, I watched it again on a replay and thought it would have been very soft. That was my opinion. I think if Sean Longstaff gets that penalty, it's very soft. He's getting a bit of a name for himself in some respects, going down far too easily. Just go back to the PSG game this season. He smashes that in the back of the net. Just get your boot behind it. Get your knee over the ball and get that smashed in the back of the net. You can do it. You've proven before. Just always seems insistent on going down, and it's happening too often. I think he could have made a better decision himself there. I think he could have just been stronger and just smashed that ball goalward rather than insisting on going down. I think I'm almost involved in all this tidy up here. Right, more comments. Sean Taylor, when the game plan works, it works spectacularly. When it fails miserably. Yeah, I pointed to that earlier. I think Howe, for all the praise he got last week, deserves some criticism this week. I don't think that system worked. I'm disappointed, as I mentioned earlier in the video, to see him go to it so soon, having seemingly cooked up a master plan to prevent Spurs from playing, which worked to a T. It was brilliant. To then just expect it to work in exactly the same manner against a team who have similar-ish threats. So you'll have Eze dropping into number 10 gaps, who was excellent today. He's a top class player. You have him dropping into gaps. It just didn't work. It just didn't work. Jacob Murphy was maybe meant to go with him a little bit more, but it just wasn't. Tactically, it didn't work. Who else we got? Kenny Morland. VAR's waste of time. We were shit, but that was a pen. Yeah, I think some people will agree with you. Like I said earlier, I think if that's a penalty, I think that's very weak. I think it's soft. But I have seen them given. It's not a case to say that I haven't seen them given. Curtis Skinner, it's been simple to me. We need to get rid of a lot of dead wood. I know it sounds so cliche, but just fact. Too many championship players in the squad. Curtis, I actually do agree with you, and that was, I was talking a little bit about the home truths. I think as a fan base, we're very accepting. We're very almost too nice in some ways. Give people a lot of rope, give people a lot of time. And I think it's also okay as critical friends of the football club, whether you be a fan, a journalist or whoever, to say time's up for some of these players. They've been brilliant for Newcastle United, but if you want to move on to the next level or even continue to operate at the level they are now, you need better players in those positions. And I don't think that anybody can really criticise that opinion. It's just it's called progress. Where were we? Thanks for all your comments, by the way, guys. Anybody who is watching, not as many guys watching tonight. I can imagine why. A little bit later, and it wasn't the best of performances. Hit that like button though, guys, and then we'll spread this video as far and wide as we can. Gary Lee, not a great watch, but props to Palace. They were all over us from the word go, and we could not pass out through their press. I just think they were first to every ball in that first half. I think Newcastle really. I thought they would be all right for that first 5, 6, 7 minutes, and then they really let Palace get away with it. Get a hold on the game. Where we at? Rob Beck. We were awful. Technically, we were carrying about 4 players that sucked the life out of the ability of the team to move forwards. We had as many shots as Longstaff made tackles. JJ, an atrocious non-performance. Bill Railton. I was beginning to think you had bottled it. A totally inept, unacceptable performance from us. Palace outrun, outfought, and outmuscled us. We got nothing and deserved nothing. Palace deserved it. Now, I can't disagree with you there, Bill. I think it would be wrong of me to say anything other than that. I think Newcastle didn't put enough into the game, didn't really look like threatening the opposition goal, and was sloppy from minute 1 to 90, and from player 1 to 11. I think they were just sloppy. That's how we describe it. I see Lee Ryder of the Chronicle just behind us here. Another little cameo. He's got his selfie stick as well. Anything to say for the Geordie journals?
Disappointing night, really.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Full views on here later, but no, yeah, disappointing.
Check out Lee's YouTube channel as well.
No, disappointing, and had to suffer with Liam. Or did he have to suffer sitting next to me? I don't know.
I'm not sure. We'll get on, really. Right, I'll jump back in the comments. Where were we? David Bartel, thanks for your comment, mate. Baffled by the way he stayed 3 at the back. Anderson's more effective in the centre. Sean Taylor, complete change of formation. He had half time with Hall on. The bit that I didn't get was the change of personnel started coming, and he switched Anderson from left to right back. I don't think the guy's ever played those positions in his career, and he played left wing back and right wing back in the same game. Didn't make sense to me. Stephen Kennedy, they wanted it more. What was said between Cher and Anderson Longstaff, I actually don't know. Was that something picked up on the TV? Jump in the comments and let me know. That's not something I spotted from the press box, which is at the back of that stand there. You see that? Probably the worst views in the Premier League. So it wasn't great. I was stood up most of the game on my tiptoes looking over the top of a load of people to see what was going on. Dean Charlton wouldn't think we'd had a 10-day break. You certainly wouldn't. Ryan Taylor, Palace played at a team chasing European football, second every ball across the field. Dean Charlton's stone defence. Sean Taylor, yet the club give Crafton the year's contract. Paul Charlton didn't fancy it tonight at all. We will smash Sheffield and all will be well. Look, that's it. Look, if you're going to try and take any positives from this game, Paul, that's probably one of the only things. I've just written it in NewcastleWorld.com analysis. Check it out. You have to just write this off and move on. And it is actually still all there to play for. If Newcastle United go and win all of their games left, which I know is unlikely, it is very much in their hands. It's theirs to win and theirs to lose. I don't think it'll take the 5 games. I think there's too much inconsistency. I think there's enough inconsistency, in that little group of teams fighting Newcastle United that they're the favourites still to finish 7th. I think 6th will elude them. I think Manchester United, as ever, always just find a way. No matter who they've got and who they play, they always find a way. And I suspect they'll probably do the same again. But 7th is there to play for, and I think inconsistency is something that rings. He's having a moment, this guy. Yeah, maybe that meant something to him. He's having a moment. Where was I? I don't even know. I'm going to go back in the comments. Right. Marco 4-8-6-3. The greatest surprise housed up the same formation and 19 shots against and 1 tame shot. Says it all. I feel for Tino, Liv, Bruno was trying, and Longstaff runs around like a penguin. That's a bit of a funny analogy, but we'll take it. Dean Charlton, as much as I like Barnes, I think he was trying to do what Gordon would do better. Davey Eddie, I feel when we get pressed, we struggle and lose composure. Palace excellent United did on that right-hand side. I don't think the two players on Newcastle right-hand side are in any way, shape or form press resistant. They looked like a bag of nerves, I thought, on the ball today. Dale, what's that say? Dale the Dolphin? Needs to either learn how to go down better from Gordon or start having some confidence in their own ability to get the ball. I assume that must be talking about Sean Longstaff for the penalty. Gary Kilvinton, absolutely terrible. 10 days off in the performance. Palace had played twice. First shot on target, 86 minute. Never understood why no changes from Spurs. Hall, Livramento should have been on. Poor management. Stephen Kennedy, right about Longstaff. He falls at the slightest touch, but his acting skills are as crap as his balling skills. That's harsh. That's harsh. Barry Coe, not good enough tonight, mate. I absolutely agree, Barry. Stephen Kennedy, it would be very worrying if Eddie fights to keep some of his favourites at the club. Right, I think I remember where I was going before that madman jumped in, had his moment, is singing the empty stadium. So what was I saying? Yeah, it's all there to play for Newcastle United. It's theirs to win or lose. I think they'll probably just do enough to finish 7th. That's probably what I would say. And that, I think in most scenarios, that's probably going to be enough to get them a European place. Obviously, depending on what happens in the FA Cup, and obviously, depending on how Manchester United finish their season, I think that's probably going to be enough. Will they deserve it? I'm not sure. Will it be an amazing season if they do that? Yes, in performance-wise. Will it have been a tough watch at times watching them get there? Yes. But there's enough inconsistency among the other teams to think Newcastle United still remain the favourites. And I think you go and beat Sheffield United on Saturday, the season again has a totally different complexion to it. But turn up like this, like they did at Fulham actually, and won. Turn up like they did here today. At Burnley next week, we've got really something to fight for. I'd worry for them. I really would. I'm going back in the comments. Keep them coming in, by the way. And anybody who's watching this, who just joined them, whatever, give it a like so we can share this as far as possible. We've only got 70 people watching and we've only got 20 likes. So do you guys jump on there and give it a like just for me. Cheers. Right. Stephen Kennedy. Yeah, we've said that one about the favourites at the club. John Askew, team selection and formation have been poor for too long. Starting Murphy and Kraft with Tino and Hall on the bench, not good. John Story, we look tactically inept, tactically deficient, physically inferior. Barry Cope, need a big performance on Saturday. Gary Kilvinton, will be interested to see how many times Eddie has used subs on the 65th minute in game management. I suspect reactive, not proactive, in my opinion. John Askew, if the formation is wrong, it's difficult for players to thrive. Even without injuries, we should have too much for Palace. Will lessons be learned for next season? I certainly hope so, John. Stephen Kennedy looked like Shea and Anderson were bawling each other out, and Anderson was taken off immediately after it. Don't know what that means. John Askew, does 3 in midfield without Joe Linton's physicality work? Good question. I don't think Joe Linton's the be-all and end-all. I think he's become a bigger miss because he's not available for many people. I think he's a big player in this team, and I think he would have made a difference today. I think it was more about than one player today. I think he got the system wrong. I think it was a rough deal on Elliot Anderson today to ask him to do what he's done. And I think from having the best game, almost like a coming-of-age game, against Spurs a little while ago, it felt like a huge drop-off today. That's not to say he wasn't trying, wasn't putting it in, wasn't physical, wasn't but we're just not going to see any of the qualities that lad has playing as a left or right wing back. Stephen Kelly, calling the prayer, I think. That must be about that guy. He had his moment, let him have it. I mean, it was pretty disruptive to the Geordie Journo's live feed, which is slightly later than usual today because of my slowness in typing and getting the analysis done this evening. But let him have his moment. Jack Burton, Croydon is scary. That's where we're staying tonight, actually. Wonderful. Shieldsy one. Jacob Murphy's been a decent servant, but we need to move on to players with better ability. He's been woeful recently. Ian Bell breaks my heart about Longstaff. Like he tries, man. Graham Towler, I know Palace are on a good run, but these are the teams we should be at least drawn with away from home. Shade, please name a few of the players you want moving on, please. Nah, I don't think I'm going to go into too many names. I don't actually think it's going to take a rocket scientist. Can't get my words out. rocket scientist to work out who I'm talking about. It was all there. It was laid out for you all to see. I think 3 names in particular. I thought out there today, and you can fill in the gaps and decide who you think those 3 names were. I'm not going to. And today, Sheffield will study this game. They scored 2 at Old Trafford, so no gimme. You're correct. Dean Charlton, Manu will stuff us if we play like that. Ian Bell, Joe is a legend, mate. Our walk, I'm more or less how I see. It was only... Oh, sorry, our walk. I'm absolutely terrible at reading here tonight. More or less how I see it. We only had a through ball to Isak as our only attack plan, and they had Eze tearing our defenders apart, targeting our right side, and Byrne flipping to ground when too late. Dean Charlton, what was Chewbacca chanting? Something about Palace, we love you, that one they do. He was loving life. He's probably been in the, probably been on the sauce, hasn't he? He's probably been in the posh bit, the posh seats. Had his fill. Seen an empty ground, thought, now's me moment. This is my time in life. He's probably gone home a happy man. Let him have it. Bit sad, but let him have it. Stephen Kennedy, we need 2 strikers if Wilson leaves. Can't fall into that trap again. Agreed, actually. Brian Lydon Oxnard. By the sounds of this game, I'm glad I was at work. Well, I was at work too, and I'm not really that glad that I was. But, you know, there's worse jobs. There's worse places you could be than here at Selhurst Park. Give it a like. 8 of you guys watching now. 29 likes. I'm sure we can get a few more likes on here. Let's have a look at our comments. Ian Bell, decisions never gone the Toon's way. It's always been like that over the years. Look, I don't think they were bad. I don't think there was any bad luck here today. I think Crystal Palace deserved the win. Newcastle United didn't deserve a thing. You may be talking about the penalty decision. Yes, I've seen them given. But haven't seen... on time, I thought it was a penalty. But having watched it again, I think it would be really, really soft. And if that was a given get against Newcastle, you'd be really disappointed. So, look, you win some, you lose some, you get some decisions you don't. It happens. They didn't get that today, but I don't think they deserved it today. Graham Towler, consistency or lack of it could be our downfall. Peter Griffin. Why the hell did Eddie pick the same back 4 with Hall and Tino on bench? Just because it worked for Spurs doesn't mean it would work against Palace. Exactly the point I made earlier, Peter Griffin. It's a very interesting point made from Family Guy man there. It was baffling, I thought. I was disappointed. I expected more, having seen, and I rightly praised what I thought was a tactical masterclass against Spurs. But I think it dilutes the fact that he thought it would just work again against anybody, and that takes away a little bit of the gloss from that tactical masterclass. It almost makes you question it in ways you didn't want to question it. I mean, is that the way he wants to play? Was he purely just saying, well, it worked last week, so let's try it again? Don't know. I wasn't keen. I didn't like it. And I think a lot of you guys think the same. I see someone's trying to get their comments. Shade there. Longy, Craft, Burn. Laugh if you agree. I'm not giving any clues as to who I thought. I'm thinking, should I? No, I'm not going to. I'm not laughing for that reason. It wasn't those 3. Stephen Kennedy started watching full of hope. Going to bed and work in the morning pissed off. He'll not be the only one, mate. Stay strong. Derek Oating. Oh, apologies, is that the way you say it? I'm not the best. I thought Longy would have put his laces through the ball when it was rolled in the box. I did too. Shit, haha, fair play. No, I'm not laughing. I'm not giving you any clues. You can make your own mind up on who you thought was those players in that team. David Bartel, do you feel that long term Barnes may be best used an impact sub, especially since he plays the same position as Gordon? I think it's very clear from the Anthony Gordon interview this week that you know how he wants to play. He wants to play on that. He wants to play on that left-hand side, and I think Newcastle's strongest team is with Anthony Gordon out there probably. Although I've always continued to make a case to say Joe Linton's potentially that's also his best position. Although everyone wants him back in midfield, I do think that left-hand side is his best position. But I think an impact sub. Barnes, an impact sub, is potentially his role because he's a good finisher I thought he was poor today. I did think he was poor today. Craig Foggen, momentum was with Palace after recent results. We just couldn't get going. Midfield overrun, no attack. Regroup and go again Saturday. It's got to be the way. Kraft, Murphy and Longstaff can all get in the bin. That was from JJ and D. In my opinion, Bruno really showed class tonight, and unfortunately others around him are then shown it was nowhere near his level. Sean unfortunately doesn't have that skill set and never will. Dean Charlton beat by a better team. Thought ref had a Palace shirt on the second half, poor decisions. Brandon Walsh, you outplayed. Can't argue with you, mate. Thanks for your comment. 35 likes, 82 guys watching. Give us a couple of likes on there. I'm giving my time to talk to you guys. The least you can do is give it a like, please. John Askew, Tino's top class and should never have been dropped all those months ago, and I'm sure he should be starting now. It's been a funny season for Tino Livramento. He's almost proven himself to be of this level and class, but every time he looks to get a run in the team, he gets injured or something changes and he moves out, and he's just never had an opportunity to really get a run in this team, and it's been disappointing in many ways. Gareth Ferguson, bad day at the office, massive overreaction as usual, best Sheffield on Saturday, and we forget this night happened. Bill Railton, apparently Eddie has said he was baffled by our performance and lack of attempts. Just how does he think we feel? Getting more entertainment from this game tonight. Sorry, I'll say it again. Getting more entertainment from this tonight than game. I think Murphy's okay as a squad player, especially if we get Europe next season. Stephen Kennedy, have you heard the Roca Raw? You hear it when... what does this mean? Okay, have you heard the Mackham Raw? You hear it when the Mackham score, but the Mackham goals are rare indeed, just like promotion's a dying breed. Yeah, they're nowhere near. Derek Oettinger would have had Tino on for Longy. John Askew, Murphy might not be too bad as a squad player, but should he really be starting? Derek Oettinger again, Eddie went for it. It just never clicked. Some shadow boxing. Is that Richard Riacco? You knows your boxing. You know what I'm talking about. Takes all sorts. You never know what you're going to get when you come on these live streams to the Geordie Journal. We've had Lee Ryder popping his head in. We've had a bit of shadow boxing over here from Richard Riacco. I think. Can't tell. He's in so much dark clothing and something over his face, but I know he was announced at half time, so I'm pretty much guessing that's who it is. Yeah, you always get something new. There's always something happening on the Geordie Journals. Right, it's getting late. We'll do our analysis video, and I'll have to move on. There's all sorts going on here. I never know what's going on. We had the guy shouting, we had riders, comments, we had a bit of shadow boxing. Hasn't been as many on as it usually is today. Do give it a like if you've enjoyed it. I'll never promise to be the most professional of YouTubers. We never promise to be that in the Geordie Journals. But we'll always try and give you some light-hearted entertainment and crack. There he is. I was just wrapping it up, actually. I'm still on, yeah. This is Jordan's coming down. Do you want a few words from him before we'll move on? We're probably going to have to crack on, really, aren't we?
Yeah, it's getting late.
I was just telling everybody on here.
Sorry, I'll jump in for 5 minutes.
I was just telling everyone here, I said we'll never promise to be the most professional.
You're walking pitch side, yeah?
I'm walking pitch side, yeah, I've just been wandering pitch side here. I got Lee Ryder on, he had a couple of comments from Lee Ryder.
Oh, did he?
We had some guy screaming at the top of his voice. We love you, we love you. We've had a bit of shadow boxing over our shoulder. It's been some night.
Yeah, well,
after a less than entertaining one. Oh, Dominic Skills here as well.
we're going to have to do a proper video.
Should we just save this analysis for the proper video? Here's the boys. I started late, but it's been quite entertaining.
I thought you were doing a Newcastle Wolves video, that's why I went up there. I was waving.
Oh, were you? I never seen you.
I was in the gods.
Lads,
Call it that.
this is what we're going to just make this different. No, I don't want long words from you. I don't want loads of stuff. 3 words describe this evening.
Tell me what,
You've got time. There's still 86 people on there. Give it a like, guys. Like I said, I give this time to talk to you guys. The least you can do is give it a like.
Flat. Wrong. In terms of formation.
Aye, yeah.
And I can't think of a third word.
Shite.
We're gonna get struck
It's
off
not for
YouTube
children.
that.
It's not for children. I tick that box at the very start.
So you can say what you want.
Right, Dom.
Don't make it cool. I'll give you 2.
Slow, naive, and
So there's only
sad. I'm sad.
Are you sad?
Well,
Oh,
sad.
it's one of them because that momentum built up after the positivity of the Spurs game, where you are making videos going, we're gonna come fifth. I mean, we're not gonna come fifth anymore, and so
I've got to read that one out. I've got to read that comment.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at Stephen Kennedy's comment. That's class.
Steve Kennedy comment to that 3 words: flat, wrong, and shite. It sounds like my ex.
To me, it made laugh. It's put a smile on my face.
I can relate to that.
Yeah.
I can relate to that.
so yeah,
It's getting silly now.
sad, disappointed really, because this was a chance to really turn things up and continue that push for Europe. And Newcastle are still very much in it, but it just feels like a missed opportunity. So yeah, I'm sad. Sad with the performance tonight. It's naive in a way that Eddie Howe named a completely unchanged starting 11 and set up, as Jordan said, like in terms of the wrong formation, and expecting the same result against a completely different Palace side, completely different setup. Yeah, I think it's a bit naive, and I think the credit in the bank Eddie Howe got and praise he got from the tactical tweaks and decisions he made against Spurs, which he deserved a lot of credit for, sort of maybe undone slightly by just trying the same thing again tonight, and it completely not worked.
I promise you, we don't have a Geordie Journal script. Dominic Skir has just almost repeated word for word exactly how I analysed the game.
Oh really?
Yeah, almost
Did
to
you use
the
the word
words.
wrong?
No, you're wrong. You're wrong. Right, from 3 wrong-uns, we'll give you a proper analysis, as long as we don't get kicked out.
The lights could go off, yeah.
I lost my tripod today, didn't I?
Oh yes.
I'm sorry. We promised we'd do better, didn't we, Jordan? I'm
we
not sure
thought
we
it
can.
would be a good day as well.
We did. We thought it'd be a really good day. We walked past
Joe White's
Joe White Park. We thought he's coming on and
Two
scoring.
Magpies
2 Magpies. We thought we're in today.
made the train
Yeah, I nearly missed the train this morning.
and the overground.
And we nearly missed the overground train as well. So we've had some day of the Geordie Journeys. We've had fun. I hope you've had some fun tonight watching this.
What happened?
And we'll do a little bit more analysis without the randomness, I would imagine. I'll tell you all about that in a second.
Ooh.
Right, I'm signing off. Thank you, everybody. Give it a like, give it a share, give it a comment. And subscribe, as ever, if you don't already. And here's your guys, the Geordie Journals.
Good evening.
And good night.
I need to do my own video. I got kicked. Guy kicked me out when I was in the middle of this.